Wink situation is great for the drama. It's like its own TV show there, as the football turns. But the one that probably has the most relevance on this season here, the situation I'm most curious to see between current active New York Giants is actually Kafka and Daboll, which I don't think is talked about quite enough because of all the drama that happened with Wink. But I want to see these guys interact on video. And granted, they're going to know the camera's there, guys. It's not like Kafka's going to walk by like, hey, Daboll, you're a schmuck. I wish I wasn't here. Like, that's not going to happen. Though it'd be hilarious if it did. They would definitely edit that out if that happened. But it's
like, oh, here's an eagle for you.
Yeah.
As I almost gave the bird on the cam.
But, you look at the situation with, Kafka and you go, okay, he wanted to be a head coach elsewhere and did a couple interviews. That's perfectly normal in the scenario of somebody who's an offensive coordinator. You want to move up to the next level. But he also was interested in interviewing with the Seahawks for their offensive coordinator position. That's not so normal. And there was definitely the rumors that he wanted out. The Giants wouldn't let him out. Obviously, we made him the associate head coach, gave him a little bit of promotion, which probably came with a little bit of pay bump as well, to go ahead and kind of appease him. But the situation is still not good there between those two. I mean, all the rumors coming out of the OTAs and all were that Daboll was making the play calls, not Kafka. Again, Kafka was willing to do a lateral move just to get away from Daboll. You had the Jordan Ronan report there just last week about how all the coaches wanted out. So I'm kind of curious to read the body language of what happens between Kafka and Daboll. Because listen, guys, we've all known people who tried to act professional, work with people they didn't like. But it was pretty obvious, But
at the same token, you also got those people that are really good at hiding how much of a schmuck they think their boss is.
Yes. I mean, I've gotten away with it.
Oh, God. Please don't be listening.
My boss is listening. He's a very nice guy who treats me fairly.
Yes.
And I deserve a raise. Anyway. But it's like
50% raise.
I feel like if you see things with Kafka that tell you can tell he's a little unsure or actually a little awkward, chances are Daboll and him, they're still, haven't been fixed at all in any way, shape, or form. He's just biding his time to leave there, so to speak. But if you see nothing, then that tells you nothing. Because that's what it could be, is that he either everything's fine, or like you said, he's just that guy who's a good actor who just, you have no clue where he's at. I'll tell you this based on interviews. And again, I do a lot of work with as far as reading people and stuff like that, just the nature of the businesses I've been in over the years. He doesn't strike me as somebody who's going to have a poker face. He doesn't strike me at all at that. But he also doesn't strike me as a high emotion guy either. So, like Daboll, you knew exactly what he's thinking at all times when he's on that podium. He can't hide his emotions. Wink was the same way last year. Kafka, a little different. He's not that high emotional guy. So it's partially why I think, to be honest, we're not going to be able to tell. But also, again, I don't think the Giants would want it out there if they thought it was even at all, even 5% obvious that he hates Daboll. They would block that scene from coming out.
Probably.
It's just sad.
They might show some like intense situations, but I don't think it's like it would be like yes, intense, not intense.
Oh
yeah,
okay.
But I'm saying they might show that because it is at the end of the day also, as much as it's NFL, it's also partially reality TV, and like you're going with the best ratings out there. So like,
I can't imagine the Giants are going to be like, oh yeah, Daboll walks by Kafka and he just turns around and flips him off and his back is turned. Like, that's
no. I'm not saying that, but you might see like some disputes on some like offensive play calling. Like you might see a little bit of that, but it's not like it might not be like the craziest thing, but it might be like that dramatized situation. Like, hey, why do you go left instead of right when you're supposed to run the ball to the left?
Yeah,
or to the right.
We'll see. Like I said, I think they're going to do this so pro Giants, it's not even funny, because of everything the Giants mean to the NFL. It's still one of the more storied franchises in the NFL, even if it hasn't been very successful in the last 10 years, you know?
Thanks for listening to Two Giant Goofballs, a New York Giants podcast. We appreciate your support.
Thanks so much.